Hello everyone, welcome to the preview for the FA Cup final. It's like we've gone back 12 months in time and somehow we're worse off than where we was at. We're absolutely shit at the moment. Now, we appreciate there's a lot of noise on the manager front. Of course, lots of stuff going around about Eric Ten Hag, Kieran McKenna, Thomas Tuchel, all them kind of guys, which we will get into because I definitely want to get Adam and Aaron's thoughts on that as me and Sam were live a little bit earlier. But yeah, what's the overall feeling heading into this one, lads? In fact, give me a percentage to start us off. So I'm going to go Aaron, Adam, then Sam. Aaron, give us a percentage, what you give us in winning this game.
You're gonna think I'm mad, but I think we're gonna win.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
In that case, then, what percent chance do you think, like, realistically?
Don't get me wrong, it's only 55-60%.
Okay, just slightly.
Maybe only 51%, but that's where I'm feeling it.
Okay, I'll take it at this point because everyone else is negative. Adam?
Honestly, I'd probably 30%.
30? I even think that's fucking positive as well. You're all surprising me. 30%.
Yeah, it might seem positive given our current status right now, where we are, but it's a weird one. You're kind of looking forward to Cup Final Day, and you're also not looking forward to it at the same time.
Especially because of the last year as well, because it's the exact same repeat in the exact same competition. Sam, dare I ask?
I would go currently 15%. But if I see a lineup in my head that I want, I think it might go up to about 20, 25.
Interesting. Well, let's ask the chat as well then, because there's more and more of you joining. What percent out of 100, of course, do you give Manchester United winning this FA Cup final? Let me know, please. But look, yeah, just on United, lads. Negative season. We all know the crack with that. But in our last two games, you're only as good as the last game, is what they say. In our last two games, we've scored 5 and won them both against Brighton and Newcastle. So that's 2 top 10 teams, which isn't bad going. I'm just trying to keep as many positives as I can heading into this rather than negative shit. We've got players returning. Certain players turn up in these kind of fixtures. I'm not going to name certain names. You all know who I'm on about. And Ten Hag has something to maybe win before he goes. 2 trophies in 2 years, as well as a few finals. So the question is, Sam, why is there so much negativity heading into this one, do you think?
Adam, can you just check your thing? I think you're echoing.
A bit of an echo, isn't there?
Yeah. Am I echoing, am I?
Yeah, thank you. Aside from the Ten Hag possibly losing his job bit, if we put that to the side, I think the negativity is down to the results that we've had. They've been shit for the most part. I know we got a couple of wins towards the end of the season, but that's saying the style of play, there isn't one. Like, there just isn't a style of play. The amount of players who are underperforming, who overperformed last season, I would say, like Rashford, Bruno, people like that. Injuries is another thing. There's a bunch of stuff that's why there's negativity heading into this, but I think the leaks and the stuff that has happened with the manager thing is definitely going to put an even more toxic sort of tint on this, because I've already seen it. I know Twitter people are not real and they don't reflect the actual fan view and stuff like that, but it's already getting horrible on there, so I can only imagine. I just hope the guys who travel down to Wembley get behind the manager and get behind the team and push them on, because at the minute online it's not a nice place to be.
Yeah, some people, poor people, are paid about £1,000 for tickets. I've seen stuff, so if they get dicked off City, they have every right to be absolutely mad. In the more recent games, Aaron, we've seen a bit more of a pragmatic approach, haven't we? Do you expect a similar setup in this game? Or do you think it'll be like back to kind of square one, attacking press, a bit of naivety from the manager?
Even when we was discussing like lineups and that before, I was kind of like toying with, is he going to play Bruno in the false 9 again? Because obviously the last 2 games we've done that, and part of me is thinking, is he doing that because maybe that's how he's going to set up in the final? Because obviously, kind of like you said, the crash in midfield, we're going to need bodies in there definitely. But yeah, I would go for like a similar approach. Maybe not the same formation. I feel like we are going to need a striker on the pitch, but yeah, we need to go for it. If we think we're going to just sit back, or we're going to We're going to have no midfield, give the ball away, make mistakes. We're going to get punished. So yeah, I think tomorrow we kind of have to go for broke. There's no other choice.
Yeah, and obviously from the manager's perspective as well, he's looking at it as it might be his last game.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
like, fuck this, let's just fucking. I'd love to see the speech before it. I know he's not much of a, I don't know what the word, like a philosophical, this kind of presence when he's talking. You see, his speech at Old Trafford was all right, to be fair, but like I'd love to see it beforehand when he's in that dressing room saying, lads, look, this might be my last fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you go out there accountable for yourselves, etc., etc. Like, just give this big speech and just fucking go do what you know, play to your best ability and see what happens in that sense. But there's some huge decisions to make, Adam, on and off the pitch. Do you think if Ten Hag wins the trophy, the energy will switch towards the manager from Ineos or even the fan base?
I suppose it's one of those where, as you mentioned, you're as good as your last game. But if you go out in a high, I suppose it kind of eases that pressure. Even like coming up to it, you've kind of sensed that winning those 2 games, it's eased a little bit of pressure. Although I know there's been a lot of stuff coming out today, but like it's been fairly quiet in that sense. So winning a game, especially your last game of the season, going into the summer, does make it easier. It's just whether we can believe these kind of rumors that are going around now. So possibly, if we win it, it might be a bit more of a difficult decision because some fans may be still on his side as well. So they won't be happy, especially with the owners, well, of this side, like over football operations, with them making this decision only about 6 months in, even though I think it'd be the first time we've sacked a manager who's won a trophy then in each season he's managed still. So it'll be a bit different into the summer. It's going to be a weird one. If they lose, it's an easy decision, I think, for them to make, and I think fans will be like, okay, whatever. But if he wins it, it's going to be a bit more difficult for the owners.
Yeah, me and Sam was discussing this before, and we're going to get onto how we could possibly hurt City, Sam, in a moment. But I just want to ask Aaron, out of the ones that have been linked with the job, Aaron, does any of them kind of tickle your fancy?
It's funny because I've literally just been having this conversation in the group chat with like my mate and that. And
you're in another group chat.
How dare you? How dare you?
Talking about United in another group chat.
Fucking disgusting.
And we were just saying, like, you know, no one really is the ideal candidate for any of us. And there's like 4 of us in that chat, and none of us were like. But for me personally, my picks out of him would be either Tuchel or Poch, and that's saying something because I've never really wanted Poch at United. But I kind of see what he brings to this group of players. There's no doubt that he improves players, gets the best out of players. And we know what our dressing room culture is like. They're very, you know, they need an arm around them. They're pretty fragile players, really.
You kick up the arse is what they need.
But they don't respond to that,
No, I know.
So I feel like they
just get Gordon Ramsay in as the manager.
Roy Keane.
Roy I think certain players would fucking quit if Roy Keane came in the dressing room. They'd be like, I'm fucking out.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel I can see what he would bring to the team. And Tuchel, I feel like he's a winner, and I know that Ineos are probably going to take over the transfers, and that the manager's really not going to have much to say, which is how he likes to operate. And I feel like they're probably the most likely that can come in and not bring instant success. I mean, in terms of trophies, but in terms of, you know, getting the squad in the right direction, getting them back up to just start like looking like some sort of team, because we've not looked like a team this season. The rest of them that we're being linked to, like McKenna, I like McKenna and I rate him, and we all know, obviously, him being at United, he always had like people had high regards for him, even coming up through the youth. He's always been like a coach that people have mentioned. But to go from the Championship to managing United, to me, it's like, I don't care who you are, you need at least one season in the Prem. Potter, no, straight up. I don't even need to say nothing about him. No. De Zerbi, again, I'm not convinced. I'm trying to think who else have we been linked to. Who else? Anyone?
Who haven't we been linked with is more the question, probably, with the managers.
Someone said in the group chat, what about Xavi? No.
Tiki-taka with Marcus Rashford and Bruno and fucking...
Imagine. McTominay.
Yeah, definitely not.
But yeah, probably Poch and Tuchel, but again, like that's out picking out. You know, they wouldn't be my first choice if you was like to ask me out of anyone.
Yeah, you need a blend of tactics and that presence. Like you need like Jose's personality, but like the tactical acumen of like a fucking even like a McKenna or a Pep or someone like that.
I feel like I've said it since every appointment since Fergie, but bar David Moyes, but this appointment has to be the right one. Like I keep saying it, but this next one, it really feels because I can't buy into another 5-year project and they'd be get kicked out after 2. That's why I'm leaning towards Poch or Tuchel, because I can see what they'll bring from day one. Like, you know, I can't buy into another. Give them 3 years and then we'll start competing. I can't buy into it again.
It'd be a hard sell, wouldn't it? Taking it away from the managers, bringing it slightly back to the game, Sam, just as like a general observation. The teams that have managed to cause City problems, from what I've seen this season, been Brave, compact, Tottenham, high press, make them uncomfortable out of possession.
Palace.
Crystal Palace, very good shout as well. How do you balance that risk with reward? Because we've seen us trying to press before. It's so disjointed because of the wing backs in the midfield. How do you balance that? Cause do we just sit back, let City have all the fucking ball, or do we try, put a bit of intent? Do you know what I'm saying? Like
the blueprint to beat him has been well established. Like Ollie did it. I think what did he do it like 4 times in a row against Pep? So the blueprint in one season. So the blueprint's there. Like it's counter attack. And I know a lot of people are not going to like that. And they're like, I want possession, or Chivy because he's into control. Check his OnlyFans. The counter-attack that's what it's there. Like, this is the exact time to use it. Like, they're going to have 70-80% of possession anyway, because that's how they operate. They're going to play the horseshoe and they're just going to pass it around. But if you, like, I don't want to get into my 11, but if you stack that midfield with players and then use your quick players up front, say a Garnacho, say a Højlund, a Rashford if he's going to play, use those as your outlet. So once you get hold of the ball, say City miss pass or you get hold of it, you intercept because you're nice and compact and they can't play through the lines. You can then get it out to those quick players. And City, they always push forward. Like even their centre backs end up in midfield or pushing forward. John Stones, Akanji, all that sort of stuff. Their full backs push up in Kyle Walker and that. Gvardiol has been scoring a bunch of goals. So there's going to be space in behind. Like there's going to be space there, and you've just got to sort of make sure you're tight and narrow and compact, like you said. And as soon as you get hold of the ball, you switch it and you get it out, 2 passes out your feet and straight into the forwards and pile the pressure on. That's how you beat them. And that's what we did. Like the last time we played them, we scored first with that Rashford like rocket. We just piled on forward. As soon as we got the ball, we all pushed forward, and Rashford just lets it out of his feet and he gets a goal. And I think we did a similar thing under Ollie. It's just snatch and grab at this point. The season's poor. The season's fucked. It's gone. There's no point now in trying to implement a style of play and trying to do something and prepare for next season. It's about one game and one game only. Get the result. That's all that matters. Get the fucking result. Whether it's ugly, bounces off a referee, it's a penalty, it's like whatever it is, get the fucking result and get the trophy. That's all it's about. So if you want to do that, I think counter-attack is the way to do it. And I know a lot of people are not going to like that, but I don't see any other way.
I feel like we're going to need that kind of Jose into performance against Barcelona. Went down to like 10 men and it was just
shut them
like...
down. Shut them down.
Shut them down as much as you can and fucking kill them on the counter-attack. That's probably the best way. Now, I've got some stats heading into this final. But before I do get into them, I'm going to go to the comments section. So make sure you keep getting your comments in. Smash a like on the video. We're currently on 5,110 subscribers. So if you can help us get towards 5,200, that'd be absolutely amazing. And, of course, we're pushing overall towards 10,000, again, which would be very nice. But... Drip, very dripped out, says, I think Manchester United will win because they want Europe. I feel like Rashford's going to score a brace. Tim99's giving us a 30% chance. Drip says, 40-60 Shaw, Varane, Martinez, Dalot, Mainu, Casa, Ahmad, Højlund, Rashford. Shaw ain't going to play, so sorry about that. David is saying, miracles happen every day, lads. Here's hoping Disco's do. If Gasperini was 10 years younger, he'd be perfect, having seen what he's doing at Atalanta this season. Yeah, beating Leverkusen and Liverpool in Europa is pretty fucking big in the way they've done it as well.
Convincingly as well. Not
3
like
goals against each of them.
Yeah, not snatch and grab. They proper battered both of them.
I just read another comment that Adam's probably laughing at. Ready for this? Moondog. Adam with a tash and haircut looks like a generic American cop. All he's missing is the big black sunglasses.
Nice.
Have
you got Adam, sunglasses?
Have you got any sunglasses?
I think they're out in the car, DR. I do have some.
Gutted.
Proper.
I can grab some. I
think you
Actually,
should.
I know where they
Go
are.
get them.
Stats.
Go get
You
them.
Go get them, and I'll read through these stats. Okay, that's for you, Moondog. Right, a couple of stats for you. If you want to interject at any point, lads, do feel free. So this match is the second time in FA Cup history the same fixture has been played in the final in consecutive years after Blackburn versus Queen's Park Rangers. Man City have won both Premier League meetings with United this season, beating them 3-0 at Old Trafford and 3-1 at the Etihad. The last time they beat their neighbours 3 times in the same campaign was 1969. City could complete the league and FA Cup double for the 3rd time, something only previously achieved by United in the 90s. Man United are looking to win the FA Cup for the 13th time, a number only bettered by Arsenal, 14. And the last one, United have lost 19 games and conceded 84 goals in all competitions this season. They last lost 20 in a campaign in 1973.
There we go.
Look at that. True detective, ready to fucking pick the bones of this case. Love it. Look at that. Look at that.
That's what Ten Hag needs to do.
Registration.
Yeah. Ten Hag needs to go into the dressing room, shades on, with like, you know, remember the Miami Vice, the rolled up sleeves and the suit. You just come in and it's like, lads.
You just need now, Adam, a toothpick, a Krispy Kreme donut and a coffee in your hand, and you'd be absolutely laughing. Sorted. Again, whether you want to keep them on for the full preview or not, it's completely up to you. We're going to dive into Man City now. Look, no back-to-back trebles for City lads. They've still had a pretty impressive season, winning 4 Premier Leagues in a row, which we don't want to discuss. Narrowly missing out on the Champions League final, literally scraping through, Madrid scraping through on penalties, or they could have played Dortmund in the final, which is just crazy. Phil Foden's absolutely flying for them at the moment. Kevin De Bruyne turns up in these kind of games. Even Gvardiol's got like 5 fucking goals in 7 games, and he's a centre back. So it doesn't bode well for us in that respect. The $1 million question is, Sam.
Yep.
How do we stop him? Now, I've technically, tactically, I've asked you this.
Yeah.
But let's go with individual battles then. How do we stop him?
You stack the midfield, so I don't want to see Scott McTominay in there. I don't want to see Casemiro in there, even though he's probably gonna be in there. But you need to put. I know Amrabat had a really poor game against Brighton. I know he wasn't that great, but the previous 2 games I liked him. I thought he was decent. So I would stack that midfield and like almost. I know they label it a 4-2-2-2, but it's 4-4-2 really, isn't it? So you stick Bruno in there, Casemiro, Amrabat, Kobe. You stick all them 4. So whether you want to do it in a diamond or you just want to put it across, and then Bruno comes into the 10 or he goes out wide, which way you want to do it. You stack that midfield to stop them playing. So you stop the likes of De Bruyne. Even Rodri's getting fucking forward and getting goals. He's supposed to be a DM, like, and he
scores important goals as well.
Exactly. So every single one of them midfielders, and then you got John Stones, who I know he's injured, but all their centre backs tend to step in to that midfield, don't they, and contribute towards the play. And you've got Kyle Walker as well, who likes to maraud up and down that right hand side, and so you're not going to get at him by going wide and pushing against the likes of Kyle Walker, because you're just not going to beat him. This guy takes down Mbappe for fun. Like, it's just not doable. Stack that midfield, so you stifle them at the source. So if they can't get a ball out to like a Haaland or a Foden and stuff, you sort of stop a lot of the threat. So you stack that midfield with that, and then you just get hold. As soon as you get hold of the ball, like I said just previously, get a ball to the quick forwards and counter attack. That's it. That's all you can do. You're not going to play around them. You're not going to outpass them. You're not going to get in on the outside and then cut in. Like, it's just not going to happen. So you have to do it. This is the only way to do it. So for me, if we have any hope, Amrabat has to play, Kobe has to play, Bruno, and then it's probably going to be Casemiro, because we haven't really got another option, and he is technically a DM, even though his performances haven't reflected
if
that.
If he's got
this
protection
season.
though, Sam, in that sense,
maybe
it's not too bad. You know what I mean?
Maybe. And I know Ten Hag is the last 3 games he's tried to implement that style, hasn't he? Against Arsenal, against Brighton. Who was the other game that he did it as well? Did he do it for 3 games? Newcastle. So we've played it, so it's not like it's a new thing to the players. Like, he has done it, so I think that's the way to do it. If we have stand any chance, if he comes out and he does the 4-3-3 that we've been doing 90% of the season, we're getting run over, and it's going to be 3-4 racking up the scoreline, and it'll be over before you even know it. The only way to do it is the way I've just suggested, but whether Ten Hag does or not, I'm not sure. But the signs will be he is going to do that because he's tried it out in the last 3 games, almost like in preparation for this game. So hopefully that's what he does.
Now, Aaron, the obvious elephant in the room is the 115 charges that are kind of lingering over the head at the moment. But let's say in an alternative world, they manage to either pay their way out of it or they just simply don't get found guilty. Looking forward towards the future, it's looking pretty fucking bleak, innit, given the age profile of the squad and how well and how much of a juggernaut they are. Like, it could, in that respect, take United quite a while to get back to the top, couldn't it?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that when Pep leaves, to go through a sort of transition period. So everyone's like, I think City fans are now a bit naive where they go, oh no, everything's in place for when Pep leaves, everything. But everyone said that at United when Fergie left, We look like the most stable club in England, you know what I mean? We had an aging squad, but, it looked like from the top down we were run like a tight ship, and, the water came in straight away and fucking destroyed it. So for me, I think he's only got a season left, really. So I'd like to see where they go from there, because, we talk about football and it's in cycles, and in Liverpool in the 80s, no one thought they would have fallen off. Arsenal in the early 2000s, no one stayed. There's only one direction from the top, you know what I mean, and it's down, and you're gonna hit there at some point. But I don't know. Like, I don't like thinking like that. That we ain't got a chance. We ain't got. City aren't unbeatable, like you say. Under Ollie, we beat them 4 times, and that I hate that they're showing too much respect, and I feel like that's.
Do you not think they've earned that though with how they played? Like, the last time they lost in the Premier League was December against Villa.
Yeah, but we're Man United.
That doesn't mean anything this season, though.
See, and that's what's wrong with the club. That's what's wrong with the squad. But I don't want to get into that. But yeah, forget City, man.
I'll take it. Look, I'll take the fucking positivity and the attitude. Absolutely, 100%. Because we need everything we could possibly get going into this.
Remember, I have a hatred for City as well. So I'm never gonna.
Yeah, you're not the only one, mate. Fucking hell. I was gonna mention something like a combined 11 or something like that, but obviously it's just not doable with the players that we've got. So I'll kind of flip the question, Adam, on its head. Is there a City player that doesn't get into our team currently at this moment in time?
It's difficult to argue any, isn't it? Like, as in a sense, like, would any of our players get into their team? I genuinely don't think any would, and would. I'm just trying to think. You take every single one of them. There's not one, really, that will get in.
Again, if any of the lads think otherwise as well, do kind of jump in.
The only one that's comparable is Bruno and De Bruyne, isn't it? They're the only ones. Mm-hmm. Like, if you have
by comparable,
like if there's going to be an argument in terms of like stats and like chances created and all that sort of stuff, then Bruno is comparable to De Bruyne. But obviously, De Bruyne has got way more success than Bruno ever has.
Look at it man for man. Look at it for man for man. Goalkeepers, Ederson, you're going to take over Onana right now. Right back, okay, there's a lot of kind of shouts for Dallo on that as well. I know he's had a good
not over Walker.
Yeah, Walker's the best that has been in the league for quite some time. Their centre halves, okay, I know when Licha and Varane start, okay, they had the most clean sheets last season. There's that kind of argument.
Ruben Diaz and John Stones, though. You know what I mean?
The only thing is, I've noticed Ruben Diaz, he came in, got Player of the Year, was really, really good. I haven't seen him get to that level that he has. He's kind of regressed in a sense.
He's fallen off a bit since.
Yeah. He has fallen off a bit, so there's that. But then they bring Vardy in. I remember all the shouts like, oh, he's a flop, all this. And he's kind of stood up now. towards the end of the season, and all those question marks seem to be going. Then you have like their midfield Rodri, Casemiro. I know a couple of years ago people would argue Casemiro, but right now you can't argue with Rodri. I don't think he's actually lost the game inside 90 minutes. What, in over a year, is it?
Crazy.
No, which is a crazy stat. And how many times have we lost since then?
The only game
with Casemiro in the team specifically, a lot.
The only game City lost was when he wasn't in the team. Like, he had those, was it 3-4 games out or something like that? And then they lost.
Drew like 2 and lost 2.
Yeah, drew 2 and lost 2.
The last
and
game that he lost was for Spain against Scotland. 2-0 or something like that, honestly.
With McTominay in the team, so there's something there, lads.
I think he scored that night too, so it could be a thing. Maybe that's the cheat code that you need to beat.
You're going to win it if McTominay starts. There's your fucking clue. Watch out, Rodri.
But man for man, honestly, I can't see any of us being good enough. Like, they are that kind of team. They are, for me, the best team in the world. They are. Yeah. How they got there unethically, you could argue, like, given what's over their heads. And I hope honestly, I hope the House of Cards comes crashing down. But then with all the ties with the government that's happening now, you're going to question, will anything happen?
Which makes this summer fascinating, doesn't it? It really, really does for all.
And a Euros on top of that.
Yeah, and a Euros on top of it. Speaking about individuals, let's do ones to watch then. I did ask the lads to bring a player and some stats. Now, usually there's one person out of the 4 who forget, so if they have, then it's absolutely fine. Usually that person's Chivy. But yeah, we're going to get into ones to watch. I'm going to give mine first in terms of who I think could be really effective in the game if they turn up. So I've gone with Marcus Rashford. Another drop in form this season. We know the crack with him at the minute. But he's proven he's scored against City before. He likes to score against City. He's done it this season. He did it last season. He scored against Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Villa, you name it. His record against the top 6 is fantastic. His pace on the counter-attack can kill the biggest of teams, and we've seen that in some of the big, not PSG, but Leipzig, for example, came on as a sub, murdered him. He can do it. He's got it in his locker. 26 goals and 7 assists in 75 appearances in the Premier League against the big 6 opponents in his career, which is a pretty impressive record. And the one way, Marcus, to give back to the fans who've been watching you put in shit performance after shit performance after shit performance is go and score the winner against your Manchester rivals, being from Manchester and winning the FA Cup. Like, I will put everything aside, all the negative criticism I've given you this season. If you score the winner in the FA Cup final, I'd be like, right, fine. That's the one to watch in this game, if he turns up. Because he can do it. Anyone else want to give me a one to watch?
Yeah, I'll go. Kobbie Mainoo. I know Dallo, Bruno got Players Player of the Year and Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year, but I think Kobbie Mainoo deserves a shout for being a standout performer in pretty much every game he's been in. He scored clutch goals, the Wolves winner, which I think needs to a shout there for one of the most clutch goals, and a fantastic strike as well. And he's been nothing short of flawless. He's had quiet games, but I think he's just been played far too much.
Yeah.
As an 18-year-old, and Garnacho's in the same boat as well, 18, 19-year-old, they should not be playing the amount of games they are playing. But they're playing because they're outplaying the fucking senior players at this point, so you have to play them. So I think he is a fantastic player, and when he's on it, he looks effortless. He looks just world class. He's so good, and there's a reason why within 3-4 months he's been called up for England. He's probably on the plane to the Euros this season, and he may even start in a midfield of Rice and Bellingham, which you saw what Rice has done this season. He's been fucking phenomenal. Bellingham is absolutely tearing the world apart. This kid has got something special, and I think the fact that he's a Red, he's from Stockport, born and bred in the area. He loves United, and he seems to have a very humble self. He's not like a Jesse Lingard or something like that, or a Pogba, where they're all about the ego and stuff. You ask him questions. I think they asked him about his number. It's why have you got? Is he 37 or 36? What's his number?
37, I think.
37. Why have you got that number? And he went, it's just what they give me. He didn't even ask for a number. He was just all right, cool, I'll just take this then, that's fine. Yeah. And then somebody asked him, what do you think about being compared to the Stockport Seedorf? And he was just it's nice, but I'm just Kobbie. Yeah. This dude's got his head on straight, and I think if we do it right, and we get somebody in the summer like a 6 or an 8, so he can have rests and we can take him out of the team as and when needs be, I think we can develop him into the next big thing that comes out of this United academy. He's already halfway there, and I think we need to start him in this game, but I think next season he needs to be given more rest time and more time out so he can develop into the player that we think he can be. But he's super important for this game because I think he can put a goal in, he might be able to put some tackles in, break some play up. His footwork's phenomenal as well. I can see him dancing through a couple of City players. So yeah, please, let's take care of this kid. Let's develop him properly. But start him tomorrow. Start him.
Who wants to give me the next one?
Yeah, man. It's dovetailing off that. I'll go with Garnacho, the other youngster in the team. When we talk about before, getting at City, the best way to do it is obviously counter-attacking, running at him, show him no respect, and Garnacho embodies all of that in the way he plays. He's fearless, frustrates the life out of me, has done all season, but there's one reoccurring
in what sense?
thing.
In what sense?
The decision making, but there's a reoccurring theme that he's always in that position. He's getting himself in the position to make the pass, to make the cross, and I feel like, the game's going to be small margins tomorrow in terms of United, the chances we get, and just one chance that he could maybe create or he can go for, and I feel like he could be the key tomorrow for us, because we found success under Ollie where I feel like in a game against City, it's almost like you're better when you're not thinking about things, when you're not on the ball and you're not overcomplicating it. You just basics, get the ball, run, get a shot off, and I feel like he will be the man to do that tomorrow.
Interesting. Adam, who have you gone with? I mean, is it going to be a City player? Are we going to have a full house of United players? What are you saying?
It is a City player, and it's just hard to ignore him given the form that he's in right now.
Yeah, I know
he's coming up with clutch goals. He's scoring hat-tricks. He scored hat-tricks against us. It's Phil Foden.
Player of the year.
Has to be the player of the year. I know people are talking about De Bruyne, but him on that right side with his left foot, he can score any type of goal. Yeah. And this is the sort of player we're hoping, I suppose, Greenwood would have turned into on the right side. And I know there was a lot of kind of talks between the two of them, especially in the England camp for ages. We didn't think it'd end up like this. I know it's actually disappointing because all the rumours are that he's from a family of United fans too.
His dad's a Red. His dad's like a massive United fan.
Look at Cole Palmer, similar position.
Yeah.
Fucking whole family United
Poch
fans.
comes in, does a madness, brings Palmer across.
Yeah, just bring Poch in just for fucking Palmer, please.
And given you saw it on the last day of the Premier League, he pops up with these goals. He pops up with them in the Champions League. And this season he's played, I have some of the league stats anyway, 35 games, but he scored 19 goals in the Premier League. And he has 8 assists. So
no pens as well. Is it, maybe one
I don't think there's any. Yeah, that'll be about it. Penalty. Yeah, he's actually more or less. I can't see anything about the penalties, but just the goals that he scored, it's any type of goal. He can switch the play, speed it up, slow it down, and he can also score from range as well. Absolute rockets. He has everything in his locker. And I know you're thinking, okay, does he best operate in that number 10? But you have Kevin De Bruyne in that. But the chemistry that they seem to have their front line. Okay, maybe the left side is a bit kind of weaker there, but given the right between him, Haaland, and De Bruyne, it's dangerous. And tomorrow, we're going to concede. I don't think any of us are going to argue that we're keeping a clean sheet tomorrow. And I just feel this is a fellow that's going to score. I can see it. And how he's going to score, anyway, it could be from distance. It could be a tap-in. It could be, I suppose, something acrobatic. He has everything he does, and it's
set
sad to
pieces
say
as well.
that.
He can hit free kicks as well.
On that right side too.
And
so it's hard.
Do you know what? That's like a bonus one as well for one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
If the wingers are struggling by any stretch of imagination, they just bring on Doku. Tired legs against Doku, been defending for 60, 70 minutes, and he comes on. As a wing back, you're looking at that, you're thinking, fuck that. I can't be arsed with that, because he's a magician with the ball. He's like a quick St. Maximum. I know St. Maximum was quick anyway, but Doku is rapid. and with the ball at his feet causes problems, mate. That's what I'm worried about. 70th minute, it's a little bit cagey, a little bit tight. Pep goes, "Come on, mate, get on there, go run and ragged." And you're like, oh.
Foden as well. Like, how old is he? 21, 20?
Yeah.
And he's won how many trophies?
I think he's won Premier Leagues. He's won like 5 or 6.
5 or 6 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, and how many FA Cups? And he's 20. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous.
By that age. And if I was the manager now, I'd be looking at possibly putting Wan-Bissaka at left back against him, especially on that side, cutting in on his left.
I don't want to see that.
But I know we don't want to see that, but it could happen.
That left side goes null and void then, innit? And then Rashford becomes isolated 1v1 versus Walker. To be honest, no matter what you do, you got problems across the pitch. No matter where you put anyone, there's going to be some sort of issue. Pep will figure it out, and the players on the pitch will figure it out. That's what worries me the most. Yeah. But having said that, let's go into the quick fire questions. Okay, so again, we'll go Aaron, Adam, Sam. Should Garnacho definitely start this game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should, but he may not.
Which City player worries you the most?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Adam's obviously said Foden. So.
De Bruyne.
Has to be Foden.
Yeah, Foden or De Bruyne, either one. They're both fucking worrying.
No Haaland.
One message to the players if they could hear it before they go out on the pitch. So Aaron, if you just magically got put in the dressing room now, they're just about to go out, they've got the music on, you can. I
don't think we can broadcast what Aaron would say to them. To be honest, with you.
Well, try keep it. Is it explicit or is that what? Yeah, try keep it PG.
I just remind them, innit, that we're United and they're City, man. Like they're nothing. Go get them. Just go at them. And if you can't win, then fucking take them down with you as well. That'd be my message.
I like that, especially that last bit. Adam?
I suppose if I'm in the manager's shoes, if I'm Ten Hag and going in, I'd be saying, okay, lads, I know this is my last game. Potentially is my last game. Just let's go out. We've achieved so much over the last 2 years. Some good stuff, some bad stuff.
You're trying to make him cry, Ryle Munt. Let's go out.
But that's when I
mean, we know Aaron hates players crying as well. Like, he can't be having that.
Don't get him crying.
Yeah, you'd be dropped if you was crying.
You do like a good cop, bad cop, especially with your shades, Adam. You could just both go in there. Aaron can give him a proper rinsing, and then you can kind of pick him up a bit.
No, then I was going to say, okay, and guys, this is Roy King now. Listen here.
Do your job. Do your job.
It's 2 yards. 2 yards.
At least you've got the Irish twang to do it. Anyone else tries it, it just doesn't.
2 yards, Gary. 2 yards.
Yeah. Do your job. Do your job. Sam, anything you're saying to him before?
If you've ever given a shit about this badge and this team, now's the time to fucking show it, because Ten Hag might be his last game, so this next manager is coming. If you want to be in this fucking team, show up, do something. Score, tackle, put everything on the line. Act like this is your last ever game for United, because some of the players it is. Act like this is your last. Otherwise, don't bother showing up for training on Monday, because I think the next manager will probably fucking drop you.
All very good messages. I'd personally just go out and point to the guy in the corner and say he's just paid £1,000 for a ticket, so if you don't win, you're going to see his crying face on the way out.
We're going to allow, if we lose, we're going to allow every single fan to come in and absolutely fucking have a go at you.
Each one of them are going to just level some criticism at you, and you have to sit there for hours listening to him.
Yeah. So, imagine that just getting hammered now, buying a ticket for £1,000. It's like paying fucking a 5-star hotel just to let your wife go with someone.
Perfect way to describe it. Just the last couple ones on quickfire questions. Will it be a cagey game or open? Aaron, Adam, Sam.
Cagey.
Cagey for the first.
Explode.
Cagey for the first 60-70 minutes, and then it'll like burst open. Like someone will score or something, and it'll open up.
I can see that. See that. Who scores first, City or United?
United.
I agree.
I think we will, yeah.
And then it's the inevitable period where you just like
the
last game.
I'm going to say City, and then we'll get an equaliser, and then it'll be like back and forth until there's either a winner or it goes to sort of...
We'll
Sorry.
get to score predictions in a minute. Prediction for man of the match, lads. Let's go with United. I don't just want to talk about City. Who's going to turn up for United tomorrow?
Bruno.
Casemiro. Fucking hell. He had a
That's a
line
shout.
he's going out.
That's
Jesus.
a shout, that, isn't it?
Ten Hag giving him some of that Colombian marching powder before he goes onto the pitch. Good morning. Good morning.
I think Bruno will show up. Given the message he put out before the game, I think he's a bit up for this.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you want to guess who mine is, Nick?
The Kobe?
No.
Oh, prediction for
Lisandro Martinez.
Ah, yeah.
The fucking warrior is. I hope he fucking bricks Haaland or somebody. Yeah. I hope he proper bricks somebody because I would love to see that. That'd be really good. You know the way he did it to Salah. I want to see him just do
Jesus
someone in.
At the start of the season.
Yeah, I wanted to see him do someone in. That'd be nice.
Yeah, well, like Aaron said, that message was almost to Lisandro. It says if you can't beat him, take him down with your little ACL there for Haaland. Wouldn't go amiss. Before I get into the predicted 11s, I'm going to read out a couple of comments because there's quite a few. Simon Davis saying the attack must be relentless. Come on, dudes, this is basic. I don't know what that means. Haaland, De Bruyne kind of done at top level. No.
I disagree. I disagree.
Season, mate. Bits this season. Foden's 23 and won 6 Premier Leagues. That is fucking crazy. If you feel you can't win, don't be afraid of losing. Yes, I like that. Don't like Roy Keane, Rajat says. Wow,
get out. Get fucking out, Rajat, right now. Get the fuck out of the chat.
Guy, just letting you know.
Yeah.
John Ahominy says, of course he will. Not a hope Rashford starts. He's played a huge part in getting Eric Ten Hag the sack. Rashford and Antony are the main two I want gone, personally. Garnacho, one of Man United's big threats. He has to play. Simon Davis saying I'd put a 2-month sick note in and retire a millionaire. Rasmus, important player for John. Dallow's going to turn up. Jamie McGonagall saying yes, watching Martinez chopping Haaland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. All great comments. Love it. Should we do the predicted 11s, Sam? And just before we get into them, very quickly, the travelling squad for the game: Onana, Bayinde, Heaton, Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Evans, Cambuala, Lindelof, Casemiro, Mainu, Eriksen, McTominay, Amrabat, Mount, Fernandes, Ahmad, Anthony, Garnacho, Rashford and Hoyland.
Guess who is missing from that starting squad in the chat. Just guess who's missing and guess who it is that's injured.
Yeah.
Right, if you don't get it, then I can't help you. In the chat, just tell me who's missing.
There's a
from
strong breeze near Wembley that libbies me out.
Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, I remember, when I first came on the channel, one of my first shows, and me and Chibi had an argument about it. And he was like to me, he was like, just watch, and it's like...
He's still...
I've been waiting to watch.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what?
still got that badge.
Remind him of that.
He's still got the badge of
remind him.
the Martial FC presidency, and he's the only one left in the clubhouse. There's nobody left, and he's still there going...
No, in fairness to him, I ain't seen loyalty like it.
Yeah.
So, he's stuck by him, and ultimately he's got egg on his face. But I'm sure he's a humble man. He'll be able to take it. Yeah. Who's going first on the predicted 11s? And I want to see who everyone's going for. Me. Okay. Well, I know who I'm going for. So, Onana in net, Dalot, Evans, Lisandro, Wan-Bissaka. I want Varane to play, but I don't know. I think it's a bit of a risk starting him for the first time, and God knows how long since the start of the season. So I think I'll play Evans. Midfield, I've packed it out. I've gone Casemiro, Mainu, McTominay, and Bruno, and then I've gone for a partnership up top in Hoyland and Rashford as your two to kill him on the counter. That's the way I would go. Whether you want to play false nine or whatever it is you want to do, but I'd probably set up with a diamond in midfield. Just pack it out, put them out wide. If Walker wants to put a ball into the box, Gavardio wants to put a ball in the box, that's fine. But I've seen the way teams hurt him, and you pack the midfield centrally and hit him with pace. So that's what I'd go with.
Yeah. Mine's up next. I've gone very similar to you, Nick, but I've took McTominay out and I put Amrabat in because I mentioned him on the thing. I've also gone, fuck it, Varane, Leacher, one last rodeo. Let's fucking chuck him in.
Let's do it.
Let's win a fucking trophy. Like, Varane's leaving. Let's chuck him in. Who gives a shit if he's not fit? Like, he's leaving anyway, so let's just chuck him in. If he breaks his leg, I don't care. Let's go with it and one last rodeo. And I've put Garnacho in instead of Rashford. Not because I think that's what's going to happen, just because I would prefer it. I don't want to see Rashford in the starting 11. If we need to bring him on 20 minutes from the end and he gets a goal, great, but I don't want to see him start. So yeah, I've gone with Varane, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Onana, Bruno, Casemiro, Menu, Amrabat, Højlund, and Garnacho. And then like you, Diamond, and then Bruno can drop into 10, or he can go out wide onto the right. Garnacho go on the left, like whatever you want to do. And people are a bit more fluid. But then Casemiro's got that added protection in Amrabat and Kobe, very importantly. So that's what I've gone with.
Next up.
So I think Adam and Aaron have got the same team, I believe.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Go on.
Just psyching you up for your team.
Yeah, I'm hoping now I'm making some of those sounds tomorrow, actually. Yeah. So I've gone with Onana in net, Wan-Bissaka. I've also gone with Varane and Licha at the back, as Sam said, one last dance. Hopefully it's ending like the end of one of those Fast and Furious movies. Paul Walker and Vin Diesel just like,
driving
going off and hopefully, hopefully with the FA Cup.
Just looking at each other like that. Like,
yeah.
It's been a long day.
Oh God, don't get started. I'm crying.
So I'm hoping it's something like that. Dalot then at left back, then in midfield Casemiro, Menu and Bruno, and up front Garnacho, Højlund and Rashford. That's what I think he'll go with. I think we're going to have to rely. I know they haven't had the best seasons, but Varane and Casemiro, their experience in finals, they've won some of the biggest games, so we may have to rely on that.
Can you read out Jay McGuigan's chat?
I just read it then.
Yeah.
I remember a while ago Nick saying Varane's like Inan's fine china, and he's good but fragile. You only bring him out for special occasions.
There you go, special occasion.
Yeah, special occasion. This is the one. Nan, get the plates out. We're we're going for it. Sorry, slightly sidetracked there. Aaron, why have you gone with a similar lineup to Adam? What's your thought process?
Just because I feel like it's Ten Hag's favoured lineup, really. I was thinking, would he go false 9 with Bruno again? But I feel like we've only played it 3 games. You know how stubborn Ten Hag is. I feel like he'll revert to type. And I really thought, does Rashford play? And I think it's mainly because I think Ahmad, if it was me, Ahmad does deserve to play in this game.
100%.
But, I'm also realistic. I'm thinking he probably doesn't. And I can see why this formation would work, because Højlund does drop in a lot anyway. So, he may drop into the midfield. He'll be an extra body in there. His hold-up play isn't the best, but he's shown good passing sometimes when he is facing goal. If he's back to goal, I don't think he's great. But if he can get on the ball and get the ball out to, say, Garnacho or Rashford, then I think we can hurt City. And, I just feel like, it's Ten Hag's favoured lineup. He'll probably go with that again.
Yeah.
Question, Nick.
I'm nervous.
Question, Nick. If you saw Ahmad on the starting lineup, would that increase your percentage of thinking as we win?
That's a good question. I don't know, because with City, I think you need to kill him with pace. And Ahmad's not the paciest of players. So that's the only thing. But if you want to retain the ball and keep all of it in like decent periods of the game, then he can help in that sense. I think him and Garnacho deserve to start, but you know what Ten Hag's like, don't you?
You think super sub then for Ahmad? Bring him on 20 minutes?
The one thing in our favour tomorrow, well, not in our favour because City have a deep squad, I don't mean it like that, but that we haven't had for a lot. You look at the bench tomorrow, there could potentially be Mount, Ahmad, Antony. I know people don't rate him, but he still brings something off the bench as well. You've got, Eriksen, like for 10 minutes, you need that little bit of creativity. There are options on there that you can bring on. Even Varane, I mean, Evans might start the game and Varane might come on in the last 30 minutes to put in some fucking heroic blocks or whatever. So you just don't know who's going to affect the game tomorrow. And I think the bench could hold some importance, in my opinion.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen a stat on Antony, just randomly. And he's got like the highest average of any winger in the Premier. Was it interceptions or winning the ball back?
Winning in the final third, was it?
Yeah.
I think it was. I saw that.
So that could be key coming off.
That's what I mean. Yeah, just disrupt him. You've got options there on the bench. I think they could be key. Who wants to go with the score predictions then? What are we going with? And this is not with your heart, by the way. So everyone in the chat who's going to put yours in as well. Don't go with your heart, with your head.
Who's the guy who comes in and every time it's like 3-1, 4-1 United? Who is it?
Tim, I think.
Tim,
usually.
yeah. every fucking week, no matter what, no matter how bad we are, no matter the injuries, he comes in with a positive prediction.
Yeah, it's like
every time.
Mourinho, innit? You know how many times 3 times I win.
Every week. I admire it, Tim. I fucking love it. I wish I had your optimism, mate.
Who's got the bollocks to go first with the score predictions?
I'll go.
Go on.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think 1-1 and it goes to penalties and we lose on penalties.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Losing on pens.
Yeah.
See, I've got the flip, but I think 1-1. We either win on penalties or it's going to be 1-1 coming into like the last 10 minutes and we nick a goal. I do think we're going to win tomorrow.
If we win tomorrow on penalties, I name something and I will do it. If it's ridiculous, I will do it on stream.
Nick, if we win on penalties, we'll line up a couple of shots of whiskey, and we'll just neck him.
Yeah, for how many penalties we score, that's what I'll shot.
Oh God, I think we'll fall apart by about number 5.
You better not be hoping for.
On the 10th one, just
sudden death penalties. Just 20 penalty. You're like, oh Jesus Christ!
It's a repeat of the Europa final.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
But yeah, I think we're going to penalties, and then Rashford misses the penalty that takes us out.
God.
That's what I think.
Adam?
I'm not really that confident. I think we score first. Whether that's in the first half, I think we could potentially lead in the first half, and then we go into the second.
We've done it. We did it before.
Mm-hmm. And then I can see them getting a goal around the hour mark, but then I think the floodgates open. You're looking at 3-1, 4-1 to City.
You might be right. Yeah, I think you might be right.
Oh, Tim's let us down. Tim's let us down in the chat. You bastard.
Sorry to let you down. 3-0 to City. If Tim's gone, you might.
It's fucked. It's fucked.
Don't kick.
It's over.
Yeah, don't kick.
You know
off.
what? You know what though? If he says 3-0 and we lose every time, now he's going against us. He might.
There you go.
He might be the reverse jinx. And also, people who are on the Twitter scene kind of know United Trey as an account.
Is he not
wherever
going?
He goes.
Is he not going?
He's not going. No.
Thank
he's not
God.
Going.
Thank
he
God.
was going to go. This guy. He went to support Leverkusen in the Europa League final.
Yeah. Did he go
and
to? Is it Madrid? No, not Madrid. Who was the other one? Was it PSG Dortmund? He had a PSG hat on as well. I swear he did. And then Dortmund went. Yeah.
So he's not going. Potentially advantage United.
Well, we are going to need everything we can get. Everything we can get. You know, if there's any United fans in the chat that are going to Wembley, get fireworks outside City's hotel. Do whatever the fuck you can to disrupt them. You know, anything. I will take anything at this point to get a fucking win. Because in all seriousness, look, the shit we've had to endure this season, especially the away fans and travelling fans and stuff, we deserve it. And who's it? Ronaldo says, I think I deserve this. I think we do deserve it, to be honest, after the shit. After watching that Palace game, after watching the Fulham game, the Forest game, the injuries. Bournemouth, Brentford. You're telling me we don't deserve that? City have just won the league, man. They've just got close to winning the Champions League. They won the treble last year. They don't need this. We fucking do. We need some form of happiness. So, please, United, if you are watching, do the fucking business. I beg you, do the business and make us happy. Because I remember how we felt last time. Because me, you, and Chivy didn't watch it, didn't we, Sam? At yours, was it?
Yeah.
When we sat at the pub after, it was just like, that was shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was just like,
we didn't even do a review because we just couldn't be asked. We were just like, nah, I'm not fucking talking about this shit.
I was like, nah, I'm not doing
Lads, you were like that after 13 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But we had De Gea last time. We've got a less error prone.
Be careful, don't you?
I know,
yeah, don't.
I know.
I swear to Christ, if he fucking, I can't.
No,
I can't.
He's got to have the performance of his life.
Oh
no. Everyone is.
Do you know what? Last final, this final last year, I sat there and watched fucking long ball FC De Gea kicking it back to them every time. If Onana does that again, I can't sit and watch that again.
We counted that. Me, Chivy, and Nick sat and watched it, and we counted how many times De Gea lost it. And by the first half, we lost count. We were just we stopped counting.
Every time.
Stop counting.
Yeah, he got a man of the match performance, didn't he? The last time he played City in a final.
Onana, you alluding to? Yeah, I think he did, and he's going to need one again.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated to see.
Fuck off, Jay. Fuck Jay in the just starting shit in the fucking chat.
Well, what's his
Who's
name?
it? Oh, yeah, De Jong this summer. We've got Kobe.
Don't
We've got
don't
Kobe.
start,
So I'm
Jay.
not-
Don't fucking start.
No. The thing's passed now with De Jong. We've got Kobe Mainoo, so I'm not as like mad about it. But even that wouldn't cheer me up if we get battered by City. It really, really wouldn't. Yeah. Fascinating to see who Ten Hag goes with tomorrow. Maybe the fact that with all this latest news around the managers and stuff plays into it because he's thinking, this is my last game. I'm just going to fucking play who I think is going to win it.
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
If we win the FA Cup tomorrow, is Ten Hag still the manager next season?
No.
I think if this rumor is true that they've sacked him, I think win or lose, he's gone.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
I think he's gone. I think it'd be much harder to do.
Right,
like,
Right then, if I'd have asked you this morning before that article and the rumours came out, if I asked you this question this morning, give me your answer then.
I think win or lose, I think he was going to stay up until I saw that stuff that came out today. I thought win or lose, he's here next season. But then after that's come out, that's what's sort of flipped me around.
I don't know. I think it's just going to be hard with the fan because I think a lot of the fans are behind him anyway. So then if he wins, gets into Europe and wins an FA Cup, given the circumstance had to deal with at times, it'd be hard to say to the fans, yeah, he's fucking off now. That's what I think they struggle with the most.
Personally, I've been saying all week that win or lose, I think he was going anyway. I honestly do.
Interesting.
Just, our worst season ever in the league, but we win a cup. Like, what's your priority? For me, but no.
Yeah. Adam, do you want to finish us off with that?
Had you said it before all the rumours that came out today, I had that kind of feeling that he might have been staying, even if we lost. As long as we didn't lose like 4 or 5-0 in the final, I think he would have been here. But after the report today, I think even if we do win, I think he's gone.
Busy summer for United.
That's the only thing. Like, do you want to get it over and done with early so you have more time to prepare? Because Ineos seem like the group that think ahead, so they want to get it done early. They seem to be already working in the summer.
Yeah, I just don't know how much truth I take into that state, especially the one about that he was told before the Arsenal game. Because
I don't know about that one.
I'm sure I seen something like his press conference like a few days later. They asked him, didn't they, about he was like, I'm sure they've got like enough common sense, because if he was told and he's made that comment, it's a bit like I don't know what's going on.
That's what I mean. I think the players are going to be stood there. For anyone who's seen Harry Potter, is it Harry Potter who goes, "How dare you stand where he stood," or something like that? If Ten Hag wins the trophy, and the new manager comes in and he's going to be stood there, it's just be like, I don't know how I feel about it. I suppose I have to wait until after the final.
Yeah, this is the thing too. If we bring someone in and they finish, say, 7th and they don't win a cup, what then?
Yeah.
Is it much of an improvement from last season? Well, this season that just went. So at least Ten Hag finished with a cup.
It depends though how we are on the pitch. If we've got some sort of like style, I hate to keep thinking style of play, but that it's been very like apparent of a lack of style of play this season.
It's going to take, say McKenna comes in, it's going to take him longer than a year to get this team playing the way it needs to be playing in order to win titles and trophies. And after a year, 18 months, all the fans are going to be like, he's shit, why do we hire him? He's a championship manager, blah, blah, blah. It's the same shit.
You know what?
It's the same
that's
shit.
The biggest, for me, that's the biggest worry with McKenna. Like, is he going to be respected? Like,
that's
I
what
know
I'm saying.
That sounds bad, but it's like, is he going to be respected?
Yeah.
I don't think he is. Do you remember the old reports that were coming out years ago when he was Ollie's assistant?
His training sessions.
About his training sessions, how they were like very, for like, academy style they were.
Yeah.
They were. So the players don't respect them already. So if you bring in someone that they don't respect, they're not going to improve, I don't think. They're just going to down tools again.
That's the difference. Getting someone to buy into your style when you're in the championship or even the league below. For teams, guys that are desperate to play, desperate for game time, they're not on the biggest of wages. It's easy to get them kind of players to buy into your methods and you go to United and you tell Marcus about how you need him tracking back and you're not keeping your shape and you're not doing this. He's like, who the fuck are you, mate? I've been here all my life. And that's when you start getting clashes. And we've seen this rodeo before, so...
That's the issue.
Yeah, I think Ineos, they've got some really tough decisions to make heading into this summer. But we can't start looking towards that until the FA Cup final has been played. So yes, we will be live pre-match tomorrow. and post-match if we can, depending on how many goals
Stomach
they
it.
score.
If we can stomach it.
If we can stomach it, we're only human. So, yeah, big thank you to everyone in the chat. There's been loads of you commenting, and really appreciate that. Do leave a like on the video for us. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10k. And thank you to Aaron, Adam, and Sam. Let's just hope. One word before we go for tomorrow. Just one word from each of you, and we'll end on this. Aaron.
Come back to me. I'll try to think of a big word.
Adam.
I feel like if anyone hasn't seen at the end of Rogue One, when they hand over the Death Star plans to Princess Leia, she just turns around and says, "Hope." That's all we gotta have, hope.
It's pretty good.
It's what kills you too.
It is.
Yeah, it is what
Sam.
kills you. One word. Pride in that. Pride.
It's a good
I
one.
like it.
Mhm.
Aaron.
I like
feel
Jay's
what-
word. I like
what's on that
Jay's word. Jay's word's a good word.
It's,
Pray.
it's 2 words, but I'm rolling into one. Chest out performance, man. Go and show me who we are.
I'm going with help.
Yeah.
Help.
That's a good one.
Fucking need it. We're gonna fucking
Help! Look at our words. Help,
So much younger
pray.
than today.
help, and pray is 2. And what was that? What was Adam's?
hope. Help.
Hope, help, and pray. Like for fuck's sake.
That's what
Help
we've
me
got
if
to
you
do.
can. I'm
That's.
feeling
I've
down.
retitled the video. It's just gonna be a help, hope, pray. That's the video.
To be honest, help chest out would be pretty worrying as well.
It really, really would. Right, let's see what happens tomorrow. Make sure you come and join us for the live last game of the season. It's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out. Will Eric Ten Hag stay? Will he go? Will we win the trophy or will we not? What happens next? All to come this following summer. So, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Big thank you to Adam, Aaron, and Sam. Take care, everyone. See you in a bit.
Peace.